Hey, what's happening, Forex traders? What's happening, people? Now, guys, today, once again, I want to share a story with you guys today as to how I was able to get a billionaire, an African billionaire, to invest in my trading whilst I was actually still in university. During my early days of trading, I want to share with you guys today what I said to him, what exactly did I present to him, because I know a lot of you guys are at the process whereby you're probably looking for investors. Sorry, my hand is hurting me. You're probably looking for investors to invest in your trading and you just don't know how to go about it. So today I want to share with you guys this life-changing experience, because for you to be able to get somebody to invest $1 million US with you, you have to have a certain level of skill set. So I'm gonna sit down very soon, but before I even get into the nitty-gritties of the video, whereby I start obviously outlining the entire story, trust me guys, it's a very interesting story. I met one of the richest men in Africa, and he invested $1 million with me. So I'll share with you guys what I said to him, where I met him, how the whole meeting happened, and what it feels like to meet an actual billionaire that's listed on the Forbes. So guys, but before I do that, I want to take you guys outside. Let's see. All right guys, so once again, this is where I live in Dubai. Just wanted to quickly show you guys the view from my apartment. I have a pool literally outside of me. This is my view every day. This is where I usually kind of like to trade from, so that I can see all of this pretty beautiful. And over there is the park, where I usually go to spend most of my evenings. So it's a really beautiful place. So I just wanted to show you guys where exactly it is I live, why I keep paying $2,000 a month in Dubai. So this is pretty much outside. So guys, let's go inside now. So guys, welcome back inside of the house. I'm sat here now and I can finally deliver this story to you guys. So sit back and relax. It's going to be really interesting. As always, I always recommend that you have your Coke and your popcorn beside you, because I can tell stories for days. And the thing is, I can tell you step by step how exactly everything happened. I have a very good memory. So like I was saying earlier guys, I want to tell you guys how I was able to raise $1 million US from an African billionaire. So for those of you guys who are watching this, like I said earlier, you're probably thinking, I want to take my trading to the next level, don't really have money, okay? Or you're thinking, what is the long-term game for me in Forex? I'm not going to lie to you guys. The long-term game for you in Forex is, at the end of the day, you have to take on some funding from an investor if you want to make it big, okay? And trust me, I wanted to make it big. I came into this game because, I wanted to live a good life. I wanted to drive fast cars. I wanted to live in the best city in the world. As you can see, I live in Dubai now. So earlier on in my trading career, I knew for a fact that, $500 isn't going to make me $1 million. I needed to take on funds from an investor. But the way I was able to secure these funds was actually by coincidence, okay? But you see, one thing you need to understand is opportunity always favors the prepared mind. Because it was already premeditated in my mind, when I eventually met the billionaire, things just kind of like moved a bit more smoothly. Now, over to the story itself. So this must have been about 2014 June. I think it was June, July. And I was it was summertime in the UK, Coventry. For, like I said, most of you guys know, I spent some kind of part of my life in the UK. I went to Coventry Business School. So I must have been in the gym. So I was in the gym working out. It's summertime, I'm working out. So in between my reps, right, I must have opened my phone. For those of you guys who go to the gym, in between your reps, you just want to check your Instagram. But at the time, Instagram stories wasn't really popping, it was Snapchat. So I opened my Snapchat and I found that a friend of mine had posted with the African billionaire. Now, for the sake of confidentiality, I cannot mention his name, but if you listen to the story, you'll probably be able to figure out who the person I'm referring to is, okay? So I opened my phone, I saw she posted a story with, she posted a Snapchat story with him. Oh my God, the African billionaires here, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I'm in the gym, I'm like, yo, this nigga is here, man. He's in my city. And being the person that I am, you guys know I am of an African descent. I'm Nigerian, okay? And one thing about Nigerians is We're very hardworking people. We take advantage of situations. We will definitely go for it. And as with most of my African brothers as well, shout out to everybody in South Africa, Uganda, wherever it is you're watching this from. As an African, because of the fact that we know where we're coming from, we never allow opportunities slip by our hands. And that's why I'm telling this story, so that you can prepare yourself for if this kind of situation arises. Because most of the time, there's situations whereby we run into opportunities like this, but we just don't know how to take them. So being the bad chef guy that I am, you know, I left the gym, you know, so I called my friend. I was like, yo, listen, I'm hearing that this guy, so we call him Mr. Billionaire, right? Let's, for the sake of the video, call him Mr. Billionaire. So I was like, yo, Mr. Billionaire is in Coventry. He's in town. What's going to happen? He was like, okay, what are we going to, I'm like, listen, dude, I need you to do me one favor. I need you to meet me, because they were at the cathedral, okay? It was graduation. He had come into town for his niece's graduation. Nobody knew he was coming, right? Don't forget, this is Coventry. So I just told the guy, I told my friend, I said, listen, I need you to do me one favor, right? I need you to meet me at the cathedral with a comb. So obviously I met him at the cathedral, so I went into the bathroom and I combed my hair, because I used to have this really huge afro at the time. I combed my hair really nicely. I combed it, and I went to the bathroom and combed it, and by the time I came out, they had gone into the graduation. The whole graduation ceremony had kind of like kicked off. So I was sat on the stairs. I will never forget this, guys. It was a flight of stairs. I'm literally sat outside waiting for this graduation ceremony to be freaking over, because I want to see this guy. So yeah, truth be told, you know, I was out at the time. I think they were in there for about 40 minutes, but to me it just felt like 5 minutes, because I was anxious. I just wanted to see him. I just wanted to feel his presence. I just wanted to, you know, these kind of things, getting to meet a billionaire, okay? Obviously at the time, don't forget, guys, I am in my first year of university. I am in my first year of university, and I had just figured out the top-down analysis. For those of you guys who follow me on YouTube, you know my methodology. I have this top-down approach, which works very well. We get about 95% accuracy when it comes to analyzing and executing our trades. I right 95% of the time. 9 out of 10 times, I am correct. So I just discovered this trading methodology in my first year. So I was feeling very frisky. I was happy. I was confident. I was like, you know what? Let this guy just come out. Now, so obviously he comes out with the rest of the graduates, and because of the fact that he was overseas, he was in a different ground, he was in Coventry, he was in the UK, people didn't really know who he was like that, as opposed to if he was back in his country in Africa, right? So this was kind of like an edge for me. I knew the guy, so once I saw him, I introduced myself straight away. Now when you see these people, you have to be very confident. You introduce yourself, like I was like, hi, my name is Dapper Willis. It's nice to meet you, sir. I probably hear this all the time, but I'm a huge fan of your work. I respect you a lot. He was just looking at me, and I was just kept on going, blah 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 blah. He was like, all right, that's fantastic, nice to meet you too. Okay, so he was like, what do you do here? Like, I come to school here. I introduce myself. I'm like, I'm a first year business management student. I've studied your work a lot. And I'm like, all right, cool. Now, what I want you guys to understand here is, you see what I've just done there? I just introduced myself. Now, that's the easy part. The difficult part is the next 25-30 seconds of the conversation, because you have to understand that, you see, billionaires have a very short attention span, very short, because think about it, everybody's trying to sell them something, everybody's trying to sell them this, trying to sell them that, blah 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 blah, say blah say blah say. So, and then at that time, you know, I could see in his eyes that because of everything that was going around, he was starting to get distracted. He was like, okay, this boy has introduced himself, you know. And you know, we Africans, we always, either we want to sell something or we want to beg for money, right? Never do any of these things. Never see a rich person and beg them for money, and never see a rich person and try to sell them a business idea on the spot. why shouldn't you do this? Because they keep getting, like every single day of their lives, people are trying to sell them one business opportunity or the other, right? So moving forward. Now, I could tell from his eyes, he was starting to get distracted. He was almost not paying attention to the conversation. So at this point, I had to hit him with something very profound. I had to hit him with some information that would throw him off balance. So I told him straight away, I was like, sir, I just wanted to quickly tell you something. I know you have to head up somewhere, but I just wanted to quickly share something with you. So I told him I'm a very young trader. I started trading at the time. I'd been trading for maybe about 4 years, 3.5 years. I've probably been trading for about that period of time. So I told him, listen, I'm a young trader, and sir, according to my analysis I have done at the moment, I can see that crude prices are about to drop, and I know for a fact that your net worth is directly tied with the stock market index in Nigeria. I'll take this again. I said, according to my analysis, I can tell that oil prices are going to fall. And if oil prices fall, this is going to have a negative effect on the Nigerian stock market, which your net worth is pretty much based on. So I didn't put it in such a way whereby I was kind of like threatening him, but I just told him, like, according to my observations, sir, I can see that oil prices are about to fall, and I know what this can mean to your net worth. But forget even about net worth. You see, most of these major financial institutions in New York and London, if they want to lend a billionaire money, they always look at stuff like your net worth, how well you've performed, and this kind of like gives you like a bargaining power for you to negotiate your loans, your debts, your risk, and all that. So if anything happens to his net worth, it would kind of like affect his business. He will drop in the Bloomberg ranking, he will drop in the Forbes ranking, and it will definitely like hinder his ability to negotiate certain deals. So you see, all of this came to my mind in a split second. Why? Because I'm a Forex trader at the end of the day, and I'm not an indicator-based trader. I'm not a signal-based trader. I trade the markets. And you see, with the way that I trade the market, with the top-down analysis, whereby I only use technical tools that are free on every single charting software, because I can understand price action. I can look at any single financial instrument and I can predict over 1,000 pips into the future. You're doubting me? You're doubting me? You're doubting me? You shouldn't doubt me at this point, because I've proven myself from January till date. We've been right 8 out of 10 times. About 8 or 9 out of 10 times. We've probably had a couple of losing trades, but most of the trades I've called since January have been correct. Why? Because once you learn how to do price action properly, the professional way, you can look at any single financial instrument and you can read what exactly is about to happen. So because I had been trading, because of my approach to the Forex market, I was able to look at crude oil prices and I could tell they were about to drop. So this analysis was already in my head. So when I saw him, now this is exactly how technical analysis meets the real world. So I can go out there and I could shout oil prices about to drop. Why? Because I simply did a top-down analysis. Now you guys are wondering, top-down analysis, blah blah blah, what's this guy talking about? Well, top-down analysis is basically when you go from higher time frame and split thousands of pips into the future, scale down to lower time frames and trade in that direction, and you bang thousands of pips. If you want to learn how to do that some more, the Forex Mastery course can teach you how to do that. The link is going to be down below somewhere about here. Grab it and it will teach you how to exactly analyze any single financial instrument so that you can talk to anybody and just tell them, listen, this is exactly what's going to... People will think you're a magician by the time you're done taking the Forex Mastery course. That's the honest truth. Because when I told him this, back to the story, when I told him this, he looked at me. Like, what the hell is this little boy talking about? Oil prices are going to fall. Guys, don't forget, at this time, oil prices were trading at about $102 a barrel. About that? Or between $98 a barrel and 102. Nigeria at the time, Goodluck Jonathan was the president. Spending. Oil money was coming in. Anytime I flew to Nigeria, everybody was happy. Dollars were coming from everywhere. $108 a barrel is what the the crude prices were trading at the moment. And then oil is literally at its all-time highs, and then this little boy here is telling me oil prices are going to drop. He just looked at me. But the fact that I was bold enough to tell him that, and he could tell the confidence in me, yo, this boy is serious. He was like, okay, you say you've done your analysis? Okay, all right, that's fine. Okay, so because I've told him something he's never heard before, now he wants to give me audience. So when you meet a billionaire the first time, you want to hit them with something that is quite profound, and you want to try as much as possible to tell them something that will make them want to see you again. You never close on the first time. Your first time is to put your foot in, get that meeting, so that you are now in a normal environment where you can now close the billionaire. Now, Forex traders, hope you're listening to this when you're going to pitch your trading. Forex Mastery students, for those of you who are on the Forex Mastery course, shout out to you guys, love you guys very much. I know your trading must be doing fantastically well now after taking the course. When you're going to meet your investors, I want you to, the essence of this story is actually for you guys, so that when you're eventually going to meet your investors, or when you stumble on somebody you feel like that can invest in your trading, use this approach. So you want to tell them something very profound. Do analysis on things like gold prices. Do analysis on things. Hit them with something profound. Tell them something like, the cryptocurrency market isn't sustainable. You'll be like, really? Why? Because everybody like cryptocurrency, everybody talking crypto. Tell them something different. Tell them the cryptocurrency market isn't sustainable. Why? Because historically, it has no data. And if you have no historic data, it's almost impossible for you to predict the cryptocurrency market in the future. Technically, you have to understand that price action. So the way we use price action is we use historical price performance to predict what's going to happen in the future. And now if there's no historical price performance, how exactly can you predict the future accurately? See, the reason why it's easy to predict things like the euro, USD, oil, gold is because those things we have historical data from 1974. If you look at most of my trading, you find out that I go way back, and my key levels come from way back. They come from way back. So, and I look at what's happened in the past, and once I'm able to gauge what's happened before, I'm now able to predict the future. So like I said, Forex Mastery students, or for those of you who are going to grab the course and eventually look for investors, remember this: whenever it is you meet somebody that is pretty well off, hit them with something like a bang. You don't have to say, it doesn't have to be cryptocurrency, but just say, sound smart. You see, indicators and signals will never allow you sound smart, because you're relying on two freaking lines to cross, stochastics and MACD, to this bullshit. Whereas you're a technical analyst, why? So you should be like, why? Yeah, why? So anyways, back to the story before I digress. Where was I? So Mr. Billionaire was now, was caught off guard, and then at the time, so he summoned his PA. It was like, come. Told me, say this thing again. So I said it to the PA. PA was like, said, take his number, collect his number. So me and the PA exchanged numbers. But guess what, guys? Guess something that happened. They never called me. Gang. They never called me. They didn't call me until now, he flies back to his country. I'm back in Coventry. My trades are banging. I'm making a significant amount of money. I've just discovered the top-down analysis. I'm milking the market seriously, making some good money. My strategy is one of the best out there. 2014 was my best trading year ever, because I had done this big prediction on the euro on a higher time frame, and I had predicted like a 2,000 pip breakout. So to the downside, and this was during the time of quantitative easing by the Fed chairman at the time, Janet Yellen. Janet Yellen and Ben Bernanke. I think Janet Yellen took over from Ben Bernanke. So it was an amazing year. So all I was doing, literally, guys, because I had seen the entire move on the higher time frame, and the market had broken out, all I was doing was when the market broke at a higher time frame, I was going to lower time frames, and all I was doing, guys, I was waiting for retracement and I was selling retracement. So I was holding my position. So at the end of the entire the bearish run of 2,000 pips, I probably banked maybe like 7,000 pips. No joke. You know how I trade? Like when I get into, because I could see the whole move. Once I was selling, I wasn't closing. I was holding it. So I was looking fresh. I was looking good. So I didn't really mind. The fact that they didn't call me back immediately, because I was still making money in the market. And another thing is, please don't be desperate. Okay, have some money in your pocket when you are going about looking for investors, because when you're desperate, you start making terrible decisions. You start bending your rules to meet their demands. But you're the trader. You're the person who's going to be battling with the market on a day-to-day basis. And if you don't have money in your pocket, whatever it is they tell you, you're just going to take and then eventually mess it up. So guys, my trades are clicking. I'm giving massive projections. I'm telling people oil price is going to, now I'm bragging. Oil price, you know, when you do your top-down analysis, mastery students, you know, for those of you who want to grab the course, once again, the link is going to be down below. Anyways, back to what I was, somewhere here, I'm going to put it somewhere here. So, you know, I'm saying oil prices are going to fall, oil prices are going to fall, euro is falling, US dollars gaining strength, quantitative easing, I can see parity. I'm telling people euro US is going to drop to 1.000, or at least just before that. The market is going to go to parity because I've done my higher time frame. And guys, this analysis I'm talking about only took me like 2 minutes to do. I just woke up one day, I said, let me check oil charts, let me check the euro, and then I went to did my top down, and in 5 minutes I put my levels and I could see 2,000 pip drop on both oil and euro USD. So, you know, this time I'm talking now, university started figuring out that this guy knows exactly what he's saying. So I started getting invitations to go and speak at different institutions and stuff like that. Just the power of price action technical analysis, not relying on indicators or signals once again, because you have no clue. You don't know what to say if you're relying on those things. But because I could tell them the prices, at what point the market was going to reverse, at what point the market was going to bounce. I knew all the levels, I knew everything. I had my charts to back it up, clean. Finance people were looking at my charts and like, this guy knows what he's saying, because I had everything. Back to what I was saying. So, long story short, universities were calling me. I'd probably spoken at like 7 different universities. I'm in my first year of university. I am 21 at the time. Anyway, so, yeah, so I'm speaking at this university called University of Hertfordshire, Hatfield, right? Somewhere outskirts of London. I'm speaking at the university, and at the time, so this is about 6 months later, I met the billionaire. So I'm speaking at the university, speaking. Now, within this 6 months, guys, best believe the breakout on oil had happened. Oil had gone, started falling from 108, 92, 80, 70, 75, came down to 50, 52. Oil was tanking. In fact, my uncle from Nigeria, he called me like, yo, Daps, your prediction was spot on. He even wanted to give me money to trade for me. I'm like, no, I'm not interested. I have my own money, I'm trading, okay? Sorry, uncle. So oil started falling, guys. The breakout happened. It happened. And one thing about things like this is technicals first. Fundamentals will most likely always back up the technicals. So a fundamental news came out at the time. OPEC is always speaking. There's always going to be something about Iran or this or blah, 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 blah. Somebody's always speaking. But you realize that the market will react temporarily. But if the market is in a trend, you find out that the fundamental news will now push your technical prediction even further. So whilst the market was falling, OPEC kept on coming out with bad news. They were cutting production, this, that. No, they were not cutting production. They were boosting production, this, that. There was a glut of this thing in the market. One country has decided to do business with this country. Oil prices were falling. There was so much supply of oil in the world. And like I said, I was speaking at Hertfordshire University, and yes, at this time I now had an assistant. So I noticed that an assistant was flagging me that my phone was ringing. So I was like, okay, cool. Sorry guys, this video is quite long, but you need to listen to it to the very end. So my assistant was flagging me that my phone was ringing. So at the time at which I was speaking, so I told him that oil prices were going to drop from where it was to $28 a barrel. This was my prediction was $28 a barrel. As at the time I was speaking, oil didn't hit 28. Oil had hit 25. $3 lower than my prediction. Whoa, this is the lowest oil had been since maybe the 40s or the 50s. And this kid right here made the prediction bold. Like, I had the chance to prove it up. And I was like, yo. So no, my assistant told me that oil, they brought the chart to me and they showed me oil has hit your target that you predicted, sir. I was like, wow. That's when I really confirmed that my approach to trading actually did work. That how I saw the market was actually the way to actually look at the market. That's when I was able to beat my chest and say, yes, top-down analysis can work for any single instrument as long as you apply it properly. Now, the next day, I'm chilling and then my phone rings and I see the number. It's a +234 number calling me from Nigeria, and lo and behold, it was it was the billionaire's assistant. He was like, hi, am I speaking to Dapo Willis? And I'm like, yeah, Dapo Willis speaking. He was like, okay, the billionaire would like to see you. When do you think you can be available for you to see him? I was like, he wants to see me? I was like, yes. He was not like, when are you available? That's when I'm like, when am I available? Let me check. Tomorrow. No. I told them I was available Friday. Guys, they sent his private jet came to pick me up. You have to understand that Coventry is a city where they don't allow flights to land. It's a private airstrip. Only the Queen of England lands there. The plane landed there, picked me up and flew me straight to meet the billionaire. This was the first ever time I'd ever been on a private jet in my life. That was my first time I ever boarded the jet. They picked me up and they flew me to go and see this man. So when I went to see the man, you see, so obviously I had to wait for about an hour because he was busy. So I eventually got to see him again and he was like, young man, come in, have a seat. Like, what is happening right now is crazy. How did you know? Tell me, how did you know? I was like, sir, I was telling you at the time. Wait, okay, let me see the prediction. What you see, you are looking at a chart. What kind of chart is that you saw? So I showed him my charts, and I always take screenshots of my chart. I always document my trades. For me, YouTube is actually a way for me to document my trades and keep myself accountable. So when I publish it and I state certain rules, it helps me stay accountable as well, and it helps me document my trades as well. And obviously I'm able to share my free my sniper analysis with you guys. So, and then I showed him, he was like, are you serious? Wow, but it's like, well, this thing looks a bit complex. I'm like, I understand. He's like, you understand this thing? So what are you studying? I said business management. Like, you're not even studying finance. I'm like, no, I'm studying business management. Long story short, guys, at this point, I didn't even need to say anything. He offered me. He was like, okay, can we make money from this thing? I'm like, yeah, of course we can make money from this. He said, how much did you make? I probably made about 100,000 pounds shorting oil. I was 21, guys. Fucking hell, I made 21. I made 100k pounds. Cool cash. I was shorting oil. Meanwhile, my friends that were living with me in my flat in Coventry, they were working for some restaurant or doing this, earning £6.50 an hour, £7 an hour. I stayed in my room. I made 100k cash, shorting oil, euro. I don't even want to go. The essence of this video is not to brag how much. I don't like to brag how much money I make from the market. I just feel it's a bit weird. Anyways, long story short, guys, once again, for those of you guys who want to get the Forex Mastery course, the link is going to be down below. You know, obviously you're getting carried away with the story, but invest in your education when it comes to the market, honestly, if you really want these things to come your way. So let me round up the story so I can let you guys go, because I have to catch my flight. Actually, I'm actually traveling today. So long story short, he was like, can we make money from this thing? I'm like, yeah, of course we can make it. He's like, hey, show me. Do you make money? Show me. So I showed him. I said, you make this money from this. Obviously, the money was changed to him. He was like, okay, I'm going to give you some money for you to trade for me, but I want to test you. How much do you think you can trade? Someone asks you that kind of question. Someone asks you that kind of question. How much do you think you can trade? I was like, Then he said, what can you do with 10 million? I'm like, 10 million what? Like 10 million euros. What can you do with 10 million euros? I was like, a lot. So I now stepped in. So this is what, I'm going to round up the story here. So I now told him that he should relax, because you see, once your investors are excited, now they want to give you everything. They want you to take all the money they have. So I had to now tell him, okay, so this is what I can do. Give me $1 million US. Let's start from there. Let me see what I can do with this, because at the same time, now you're taking on somebody's money. Okay, if anything goes wrong, it's $1 million, man. Even if my family sold everything they had, they can't pay this guy back. You get what I mean? So I couldn't lose it. 10 million, imagine 10 million. Whoa. I like, give me 1 million. And then now lesson for those of you guys who are seeking for funding from investors. This is the most crucial part of the story. Always have a contract. In your contract, always state that you are allowed to have a maximum drawdown of minus 20%. This way, you give yourself some room to make mistakes. That's what they don't tell you. Because I see a lot of people run into issues because of this. You should have a minus 20% drawdown, in the sense that so this was what my contract stated, right? Obviously, they flew me back. They're like, all right, cool, you can go. I hugged him, he shook me. We're best friends now, by the way. I can call him. He calls me all the time. I'm best friends with a billionaire just because I know how to trade top-down analysis. That's what the Forex Mastery course can do for you. It can make you become friends with a billionaire. Link is going to be down below, by the way. So I flew back, drafted the contract, and I did something very smart. On the contract, I stated that if I lose up to 20% of this money, it's a circuit breaker. I have to give him back his money. So technically, he was investing 800K, worst case scenario. Because what usually happens to a lot of people when they take on funding is, once things start to go south, they don't know when to stop. And then instead of handing over the initial capital, or maybe the initial capital less, maybe by 10 or 15%, they end up blowing everything. So for me, obviously I knew I wasn't going to lose his money, but this will help me. That helped me sleep well at night. And when I was promising returns, I told him, the best I can do for you, sir, on this money is 35% for the whole year. Don't go there promising to flip anybody's account. If any investor tells you, I want 15% monthly, flee. I see a lot of Ponzi. Sophisticated investors understand the principles of investing. Anybody asking you to give them 15% every month is a broke person. That's not an investor. That is a 9-to-5 person. You want to go for top tier. I speak about this in depth. So when you get the Forex Mastery course, there's also going to be the Forex Millionaire program, which is $39. If you're getting the Forex Mastery course, get both. It comes to $139, because that course is actually dedicated to how to source for funds from investors. I go in detail in that, what your equity curve should look like, blah, blah, blah. But this is just a story. So if you're getting the course, get both. Don't just get both, because once you know how to trade, you need investors' money as well. So, I set the expectations very low. At the time, I was doing 120%, 125% in 2 months, 3 months. Don't forget, the thing was shocking me. Like, the analysis was banging. My euro was, it was an amazing time. So, moral of the story, guys, when you meet a billionaire, meet an investor, don't ask for money, don't beg for money, don't try and show any proposal, conversation. Hit them with something profound that they've never heard before. Show your intelligence. Okay, always have the gold analysis at the top of your head, oil analysis, couple of currency pairs analysis. Just know your stuff. But if you keep depending on signals and indicators, you can never know your stuff. Okay, know your stuff, know your onions. And then last but not the least, when you're promising returns, keep it very realistic. 40% a year is fantastic. Maximum drawdown of -20%, and relax. You see, once I started trading his million, I was chilled. I set the trades the way I trade, you guys know. I set the trades and I go chill. And I had done 30% of his account by the end of that same month. I was done. So whatever thing it is I made on top of that was my money. That was exactly how I made the big bucks in Forex. This is a long video. If you stay till the very end of this video, I do commend you for staying till the very end. But my big break came on top of that $1 million, because by the end of that year, I had double that. I done 86% of that money. So 860K paid out 350. So I was sitting on about, from his money, I was sitting on about 500K cash from my own personal trading account. So I'll probably push in about personal in my bank account at the end of 2000. And so I started trading his account 2015. So by the end of 2015, I was sitting with nothing less than maybe 800,000 pounds in my account. I was 22, guys. I was 22 years old. This 800,000 pounds is $1 million US. So I can confidently state that I made $1 million US before the age of 23, before the age of 25. 22, I'd done those figures. Maybe just a little bit below 1 million. I don't want to come on here and give you guys false figures. I can't really exactly remember the exact figure and the exact time, but yes, it was a lot of money. And that's pretty much my story. That is how I was able to get a billionaire to invest $1 million in my Forex trading business. And that was my big break. And this is why I can come on and not trade all the time, because I know I have a significant amount of money, capital to trade. I have to protect it. I have to nurture it. I have to make sure I'm making the best trading decisions, you know, and stuff like that. So guys, once again, I hope I've been able to shed light on this topic. This video is about 37 minutes long. It's very long. For those of you guys who haven't grabbed the Forex Mastery course, who want to learn how to do this, educate yourself, please. Okay, the prices of the course are going to go up very soon. So do yourself a favor, click the link below. The link to the course is going to be down there. And once again, the link to my favorite broker at the moment is Infinox Capital. Guys, please trade with them. They're very nice guys. The link is going to be down below. Show me some support by trading with them. I really appreciate it. They're my very good friends. I actually trade with them a significant amount of money, and I'm able to sleep peacefully at night knowing fully well that my money is with them and my investors' monies are with them as well, because they're very reliable, they're secure. Infinox Capital, the link is going to be down below. Click that link. But don't forget to grab the Forex Mastery course, most importantly, and prepare yourself for that big meeting. I wish you guys all the very best. I wish you millions and millions. I wish you meet an African billionaire like I did that can transform your life. It doesn't have to be a billionaire, to be honest. It can be any guy that has a lot of money. So once again, guys, take it easy and peace out.